Hi, my name is Tan Tin Lian. I was a former Chief Executive of NTUC Income. I'd like to share my views on some financial products sold by banks that you, as a customer, should avoid. The customers are afraid of risk. They are afraid of losing their savings in a bad investment. They prefer an investment that guarantees the return of capital. They are familiar with placing their savings in a fixed deposit with a bank, but they find the interest rate to be too low. They earn less than 1% per annum on a one-year deposit. They ask the bank officer, is there any investment that pays a higher interest rate? The bank officer is able to recommend some alternative investments to them. The bank officer has to carry out the risk profile of the customer before recommending the alternative investment. This process is usually carried out in a hurry. The customer is not aware about the implications of the risk profile. Yes, that's right. The bank officer asked me a few questions. I was not clear about the answer. So the bank officer suggested the answer and I said okay. I was surprised to learn that the bank officer had classified me as a high-risk investor. I have no idea how he arrived at that conclusion. The bank officer may recommend the following products to a medium or high-risk investor: dual currency investment, 5-year investment, corporate bonds. All of these investments are risky. The dual currency deposit requires you to select a foreign currency. You earn a higher rate of interest on your deposit in Singapore dollars. If the foreign currency falls below a certain level, you have to convert your deposit into that currency. You are told that you can keep the foreign currency until it appreciates to its previous level. Many investors are not able to wait and have to close their investments at a big loss. The customer was shown a 5-year investment. It was actually a life insurance policy that requires an annual premium to be paid for 5 years. The policy matures at the end of 10 years. The customer was not told of the high cancellation charges. The customer realized the mistake sometime later. The corporate bonds pay a higher rate of interest than bank deposit. The customer was not aware that a company issuing the bond can default on paying the interest or the capital. Some of the bonds have defaulted, causing the loss of most of the capital. I went to the bank to place a fixed deposit. I was sold a 5-year investment. I learned after a year that it was a life insurance policy. I could not afford the second year payment. I have to cancel the policy and lose all of my first year's saving. It was a painful lesson for me. I was recommended to invest in a corporate bond with an oil service company. The company had financial difficulty and could not pay the interest. The bond had lost 90% of its value. I do not know what to do now. This is a bad bond. Many of the bank officers selling the investment products are young and inexperienced. They have to meet a high sales quota. They may recommend an unsuitable financial product to meet this sales quota. You should avoid these alternative investments. In my next video, I shall share my views on how you can get a good return for your long-term investment. It is likely to give you a high return on your savings. More importantly, and surprisingly, it actually has a lower risk. I like to ask you to tell your friends to register in this website. Click on the Facebook or logo or Google logo. They will receive an email when each video is ready. Thank you for watching this video.